Hey, you! Are you looking for a new manga app? There's a wide variety to choose from, and some that I'm sure you've never even heard of before, but I decided to go on a quest to download each manga app, check out the different subscriptions, and see which ones are the best of the best. I've been thinking about making this video for a while now, finally got down to it. And if you'd like me to keep on looking at them, keep on reviewing more and more, you can comment whatever different manga app you want me to check out, or a different subscription service that you want me to check out to see if it is in fact worth it. But the first one that we're gonna check out is the Viz App, which is known for being one of the most highly recommended manga apps out there. The first page you see on the Viz App is continue reading, new volumes, scroll, goddamn you, latest anime tie-ins, and of course free Shonen Jump chapters, dive into a new series. Now Viz is known for having a pretty cheap subscription service at only $1.99 per month. But this is specifically for the Shonen Jump titles, which you may already be fully caught up on. So basically how the Viz app works is it has new chapters of a lot of their most popular titles up on the app for free. And the release is very quick. It's like only a couple days behind the Japanese release, maybe like 3 or 4 days. And if you did want to get the subscription service with $1.99 a month, it would unlock all of the previous chapters of those popular titles. If you wanted to, I guess, binge the entire shonen series, or if somebody recommended to you a manga series, you would have more value getting the Viz subscription service and like reading it all in 1 month or so, because it would cost a lot less than buying manga per manga per manga. But chances are you're probably caught up on the most popular titles, and you're just getting the Viz app so that you can stay updated on those titles, which usually means you don't need the subscription service unless you wanted to check out something new included in the subscription service, which is not very easy to find on the app. So here's the thing about the Viz app. They have practically almost every manga they've ever printed on Viz, available digitally and organized in alphabetical order, which is probably the worst way to ever organize all your manga, especially if you have a lot of it. I mean, is anyone going to actually browse a series alphabetically? I'm pretty sure they would be looking for genres to browse. Now, all of the manga that they have listed on their app you can purchase as a separate transaction, which is not entirely a bad idea. I mean, if you're already reading digitally and you wanted to buy another manga that isn't included on the subscription service, sure, why not have that option to purchase the manga? But there's no separation between what's included on the subscription service and what is just a microtransaction. The organization is just alphabetical. That's all you got. And I think that can be pretty confusing. I had the subscription for maybe 2 months, and I really couldn't find what was included on the subscription besides like maybe 3 titles that I was reading. And, you know, like I said before, I was basically already caught up on those 3 titles. It's not like I'm gonna go through the alphabetical list one by one, clicking on each manga, asking myself, is this included in the subscription? Oh, no. Is this included? No. So while I think it's not a terrible idea to also make it available to buy the manga on the app, the organization and the execution of how that's actually handled is a little bit finicky. I don't think I personally would have any reason to get the Viz subscription service, but if you're just getting the free version of it, you'll be able to buy whatever manga from Viz that you want on the app, and you'll be able to stay updated on the most popular manga coming from Viz without having to pay anything. So it is a good app. I would recommend it, but I think that there's work to be done. So Viz, I would actually probably be putting this in the A tier rather than the S tier. I know some people may disagree with me on that one. That's fine, you know. Is there no F on this list? Ah, fuck, I'm gonna need that F. The next app that comes highly recommended is Manga Plus by Zueisha, yay! Obviously, you can get a lot of shonen titles on here as well. First thing you see on the homepage is the latest updates, the latest chapters that you can read. Now, as far as organization on this app, it's equally as fumbly. You can't browse through genre. You can either scroll through all of the titles, you can search for a title, or you can just click on hottest and see the most popular. Unlike Viz, there's no transactions going on here. Every single thing on the app is completely free, which I would say is the main reason so many people recommend Manga Plus. Another thing is they do update the chapters just like Viz does as soon as they come out, only like a few days after the Japanese release. And I checked just to make sure. It looks like Viz and Manga Plus update at the same time. And there is a lot of chapters included on here for 100% free and legal, of course. The big thing that I noticed about this app is sometimes they don't have all the chapters, sometimes they just have the first few or the last few chapters. But for some titles, especially the more popular ones, what they'll do is allow you to read each chapter once for free. So you could get completely caught up on Chainsaw Man, for example, on the Manga Plus app completely for free. And basically they just bank on the idea of you wanting to reread the series or wanting to buy the manga after being fully caught up on the series. It's a really great way of competing with piracy, I think anyways, because you're essentially making fans out of people by letting them actually read the series. There's really not a whole lot to complain about when it comes to Manga Plus. Obviously, I'm not a huge fan of how they're organizing everything, but given that there's basically no reason to not download it, I think Manga Plus is gonna be in the S tier. I think it's actually better than the Viz. At least Manga Plus knows what it wants to be. It wants to be an app for people to be able to like read manga easily and freely. Viz, it's a little bit confused. It's trying to be a couple things at once. Next, we have Crunchyroll Manga, which some of you might have forgotten even existed. Okay, so Crunchyroll has some originals, and included in their subscription, they have an option to get more from Crunchyroll Manga, which also included some Crunchyroll original manga. Not that the Crunchyroll original manga is super substantial. I mean, you got like the daily life of Crunchyroll, the female personification of Crunchyroll, but it's only got like 15 chapters. I think it's safe to say that it won't be updating anytime soon. And you got this other Crunchyroll original, Hypersonic Music Club, and it only has 1 chapter. So did that just get canceled super quickly? I don't know. But yeah, they have some regular manga on here as well, and it looks like they have some webcomics, maybe? Some published by Alpha Manga, which I've never heard of. The big thing with Crunchyroll Manga is they'll allow you to download the app and read maybe like the first chapter of each series they have listed on there for free. However, if you would like to read more chapters of that series, then you'll have to get the official Crunchyroll subscription, and then it's included underneath the Crunchyroll subscription. The subscription is $7.99 a month, which is pretty hefty for a manga app, but maybe if it was included under a full Crunchyroll subscription, and this was just like an add-on, an additional feature that you can get along with your subscription, maybe it kind of makes sense. Some of their more popular titles, they have about like 100 chapters for, but most of their titles, it seems like they have like 3 chapters, or 12 chapters, or 20. They do actually have an option to sort by genre. which is a plus in my book. But yeah, as you sort by genre, you might notice that the selection is incredibly short. There's not a lot on here. Not all of them are legitimately manga. You know, some of them are Crunchyroll originals, some of them are webcomics as far as I can tell. If all you wanted was a manga app for reading manga, this would not be the app to get. This is only justified as an add-on to an already good Crunchyroll subscription. But there's nothing on this app that would justify $7.99 a month. Given the high price and the fact that people who are looking on this list, they're looking for something to use specifically as a manga app. This is not the app to just use as a manga app. This is something that comes with something else. It's not good as just a manga app subscription. Next, I would like to go over Mangamo, which is an app that I've actually had for a while and just more so recently this year canceled. I'll explain why. So Mangamo is an interesting one. I think that out of everything that I downloaded throughout this whole entire list, every single app, I think Mangamo is the one that feels like it had the most to choose from. If you were looking for an app to find something new on and to read a bunch of different new manga titles, it would be Mangamo. They have a lot of stuff and they are constantly updating it. And something that I noticed Mangamo had that not any of the other manga apps that I'm aware of had is that they would even show you one-shot like pilot chapters from magazines in Japan of new manga creators trying to get their work out there. You could actually read their one-shots on Mangamo. And I thought that was super cool. I loved seeing brand new work from new creators over in Japan. And some of the one-shots are really good. They're really solid stuff. And of course, the thing that always matters to me when it comes to any of these apps is that yes, you can search by genre. Thank you. Now there's a lot of manga on here that are available completely for free, but the ones that have the little Mangamo icon are the ones that are exclusive to the subscription service. The subscription service is $4.99 per month, which is not actually that bad if you're, counting up all of the new manga that you unlock with that. It's not exactly the norm, though, to have many manga on Mangamo that updates quickly and has the latest chapter on a popular series. Now, another thing about Mangamo, which is why I wouldn't recommend the subscription, at least not yet, is because it has some technical problems. Out of all the apps that I have used, I noticed that Mangamo tends to crash the most often, and it has kind of this one weird glitch that happened to me where it didn't recognize me as a subscriber. It didn't recognize that I had a subscription, and it wouldn't let me read certain manga, because for some reason it just didn't recognize that I was a part of their subscription. I don't know why. It was just some kind of technical glitch. And it lasted for about a week until being fixed. And that's kind of a long time to just not be able to read your favorite manga on the app. From what I understand, they did update the app recently. I don't know if they fixed that glitch permanently or if they helped with all the crashes that were happening. I think Mangamo does have the potential to be A tier one day, maybe even S tier, who knows. But from my experience, it's gotta be B tier, it's gotta be mid, because those glitches, those technical problems really do add a lot. And I'm willing to bet that through some updates, through some fixes, Mangamo will be higher up on the list, but as of now, putting it in the B tier, hoping that it gets better later on. Next we have Inker Comic. This is a weird one, which is kind of why I decided to download it and check it out, just to kind of get a few weird ones on the tier list, you know what I mean? So it is advertising that it has manga on here. Most of what it has are web comics, a whole lot of BL, and some American comics. As you can see, this is how they separate it down here, down below. And to some extent, I kind of appreciate what they're trying to do. They're like trying to bring all kinds of different comics onto one app. However, of course, this is the manga app tier list, and what I was really just looking forward to was the manga portion of the app. Some of the manga that I did check out were pretty poorly translated to the point of being hard to read. I almost wonder if they even have the rights to publish that manga. But the typical way that Inker works as far as getting you to get this subscription service is it allows you to read the first few chapters free, and then you get the paywall, right? Which is kind of similar to what Crunchyroll Manga was trying to do. I might as well go over, yes, they do have some American comics on here as well, and some of them do look fairly decent, but one interesting inclusion to the app that I noticed is that they had H1 titles, and they even have, I kid you not, Crowded. They have Crowded on Inker. So I didn't check out the subscription model because there was just like nothing on there that I was really interested enough in to go for the subscription and keep reading. The majority of what they have on there, I think, are just webtoons. I think they're mostly Korean webtoons and manhwa. The manga is probably actually the smallest portion of what they've got, along with the American comics, maybe like equal amount of both of those. Unload already! It also has like pretty slow load time. I'll also mention that. That's not something that I'm particularly a fan of. Also, the comments look like notifications at the top of the screen. I'll be honest, I'm looking to see where the fuck they say what their subscription service costs, and I can't find it. I can't do it. I just have to look it up online. I can't use this app anymore. I'll just look up online how much it costs. $4.99 a month. If applicable. What does that mean? Okay, so Inker is charging the same amount as Mangamo. Mangamo is way better in my opinion. Even Mangamo, with all of its like crashes, it's not as slow as that app. Another thing with Inker that I almost forgot to mention is the free titles that it does have on there, like the webcomics and the stuff like that. They are very aggressive with advertisements. I mean, like, covers your entire screen, loud sound, and everything. Yeah, you know, I think it's pretty safe to say that Inker is garbage supreme. It could get better. I mean, I appreciate what they were trying to do with Inker. Didn't turn out exactly as planned. All right, last one I have here for you is Comet Manga. Comet Manga. Some of the titles are not manga, some of them are in fact Korean. For a lot of these titles, they do have a pretty substantial amount of chapters for free. The basic thing is that you get to read all these different titles and chapters for the different titles. Some of them are more substantial than others. Some of them are like 3 chapters and some of them are 150 chapters. There's also some of them where it says it has a lot of chapters, but when you click on a chapter, it only has like 3 pages for that chapter. Like, it's not the complete chapter. I don't know why. Maybe it's a glitch. I don't know. Okay, so Comet Plus. The big thing with Comet Plus is that there's no advertisements. You unlock all chapters and genres, and you get to back up everything and download the manga. And yeah, Comet Plus is available for $2.99 a month. The price isn't that bad, and they do have a lot that you can read for free on there. But I wouldn't really put it on the same standard as stuff like Manga Plus, or even Viz for that matter. Some of the chapters, they actually will link you to a site rather than reading it straight on the app, which I think is kind of weird, because it's not the same as locking a chapter behind a paywall. It's just like, redirecting you. The advertisements are not nearly as aggressive as Anchor, but they exist. They do have a genre option when it comes to browsing through things, and I never really got to checking out the subscription version of this. I don't like the redirecting you to another site thing. I think that's pretty dumb. Like, why even show it on your app if you're not going to host it? That's just, that's weird. Reading free with advertisements works, right? Unlocking more chapters and more titles with a subscription service works in theory, but I didn't really check out the subscription service because I was kind of like meh on this one. It's also kind of slow, not as slow as Anchor. Anchor was really fucking slow, but it's more slow than fast per se. I think I might have actually even seen more positive reviews on Comet Manga than I have with Mangamo, interestingly enough. I mean, it's cheaper than Mangamo, but are you getting that much from the subscription? Maybe Comet Manga is one of those apps akin to Mangamo, where they'll keep updating it and hopefully keep improving it, and as they do so, it gets better. But for now, I say kind of B tier. But yeah, there you go. There's a fully stocked list of what I think are some of the best manga apps and some of the worst. So yeah, that's all of my opinions on the manga apps. Yay! So hopefully this gives you some idea if you were looking to sign up for a subscription service or just download something on your phone to read manga on. Hopefully this gives you a good idea of what you should be looking for. If there are any other apps that you would like me to check out, list them down below in the comments section, like the video if you did find this informative and special. I will say also that during my adventure downloading all kinds of different manga apps, I noticed that there are a ton of scam apps out there that say that they're a manga app. You download them and it's just an advertisement button. If you just click on it, you get an ad, and then there's no app behind the ad. It's just ads. So definitely be careful what you're downloading if you are checking out new manga apps, and report as necessary. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Till then, bye! Hey everyone, I hope you enjoyed the video. Come here, I got something I want to talk to you about. So a lot of you are subscribed to the channel because you like hearing about different comics and manga. Well, not too long ago, I started my own website, learningstarcomics.net, where I am posting my own comics, along with some comics made by my friends. The goal is to eventually hit every genre, every age group, so that everyone can find what they need on this website. We'll also be campaigning to have some comics printed, which you can always tell if we have a campaign going by checking the description of the videos. So I do hope that you keep an eye on Burning Star Comics and future projects that we have going for it. And if you would like to support it more directly, you can always join the fan club, where you can actually get sneak peeks of future comics, along with reading some pages before anybody else. So thank you for your support. I'll keep you updated.
Program restart.